Many people want to get a Surface laptop, or an iPad Pro, or a Galaxy Tab S series, etc., for the purposes of art. Well, truth is that these solutions are well above many people's means, and here's a tablet that actually does a pretty good job at settling those needs for artists on a budget. And I was surprised by this offering for sure. So introducing the Frunsi 10-inch RubensTab drawing tablet. So this is going to be a standalone tablet that is going to be powered by itself essentially. So with that said, let's dive right in. The exterior design consists of plastic for the entirety of the build, with us getting a glass front and even a pre-installed glass screen protector on it, which is actually quite nice. This is a very thin tablet that should be ideal for portability, and it is also a great size to go along with it. Overall, I like this design for this device, though the bezels are way too big for my liking. On the right, you're going to find a speaker grill. On the left, you're going to find a sleep-wake button, a volume rocker, another speaker grill, a USB-C port, a micro HDMI port, and a headphone jack. On the bottom, you will find some pins for accessories. On the front, there is a camera, and you also find one camera around the back. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the I/O, and one important thing that I did kind of forget to mention is that there is an SD card slot included with this device. So my overall impressions are very good upon inspecting the exterior and the build of this tablet. In the packaging, you do get this case for it, which is actually very thick for sure. It's leather and it covers your device quite nicely. It even features a kickstand with a magnetic stand and base to go with it. It's pretty cool, but this case is way too thick for my liking. I don't personally like it, but it's good that they include built-in protection like this for your device. There is even an insert for your stylus, since it does not attach magnetically or anything like that. And speaking of that stylus, we are actually looking at a very impressive one. It is going to be battery powered, but you do get an additional AAA battery in the box for when the first one dies. It works really nicely as it is a metal-based stylus that feels really nicely built. It's small, but very comfortable to hold in my opinion. The stylus itself does actually work really well too, but we will talk about that with the sketchbook test a little bit later. For now, just know that this stylus is much better than you might expect from a device this cheap. This device features a 10-inch 1920 by 1080 IPS display that looks okay at best. They had to compromise somewhere, and this appears to be a lower quality display. It seems to be leaning more towards blue in the color hue, which is not preferable, as even for artists, more saturation is usually welcome because we want to see that vibrancy. But obviously, a more balanced color profile is just much more preferred for accuracy, so I wouldn't use this display for color accurate work, not at all. But if you need to draw a lot, then you've got a much more reasonable contender. Find out what I mean in just a bit, but the display is just going to be okay, mostly serviceable at best. It is pretty good for content consumption though, so I will give it that. This device comes with two speakers and they sound very quiet and tinny. You will not get much audio out of these, that's for sure. So why not have a listen, as I think that you should try to hear for yourself before making a judgment.
Your design is really good and everything that I would hope for. When it comes to the comfort, we're looking at a pretty good pair, but these are definitely not perfect in this regard either. Once they're in your ears, they will feel pretty good, and they won't clog up your ears too much, which is great.
Now this device comes with two sets of cameras, one on the back and one in the front, but I will tell you right now that you should not get this tablet for the cameras because they are awful, very grainy, and the camera even lags when moving it around. It's not a pleasant experience as both pictures and videos will look pretty awful on this device. So already I wouldn't do it. It's maybe serviceable for Zoom calls, but that's about it. Nothing to like from this section, and frankly I would have eliminated the cameras entirely in favor of a better display, because the cameras are hardly usable anyway. So in terms of specs, we are looking at an MTK 8365 CPU, being a quad-core CPU, which is a CPU I'm not familiar with, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of storage. There's also apparently a micro SD card slot features with this model, so do keep an eye out for that. And you get a 5800 mAh battery with Android 12 installed. The specs seem okay, so let's get into the actual performance here. Now let's go ahead and talk about actual drawing performance of this tablet. I tested out Sketchbook, which is pre-installed already, and performance is a lot better than I was expecting. You get a great amount of precision with this device and this pen, that's for sure. I feel very comfortable drawing with it. However, when it comes to shading by tilting the pen, that's when it does not get registered properly, and you find that you're missing out on that feature a little. I've worked around it because pressure sensitivity is so good with this stylus, but it would have been nice to get tilt support on this device. But overall, this pen offers a really good drawing experience on Android, and it's very difficult to look away from that. I'm genuinely impressed with how good this tablet has been for creating artworks of different varieties, so congrats to them on accomplishing that. As a budget, standalone device for artists, I can strongly recommend it, though keep in mind that the display will show colors differently than what you will observe on other displays, so the color accuracy is lacking there, but not a big deal for beginners at all. Performance as a media machine is okay. I strongly do recommend using headphones with this because the speaker volume is awful, but with headphones you do get a very pleasurable experience. This will make for a great media machine actually when you have headphones, regardless of which streaming apps you're using with it. I tried YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Funimation, and many others to get great success, and this tablet absolutely crushes those expectations, so really no issues here when it comes to using this as a media machine. I think that this will be a fantastic tablet for that. Now when it comes to gaming performance, I decided to test out Genshin Impact to see how playable it was and how far I could push this tablet. It can run Genshin, but there are too many stutters and too much lag to really justify this for high-end gaming like this for tablets. But if it can do this, then it can definitely run games like Asphalt 9 without issues, and I am very hopeful that it will be fine regarding most games. So for gaming, this tablet is certainly still pretty okay, and I can still recommend it if you need to play literally the vast majority of mobile games. It should be just fine. When it comes to battery life, I get roughly 4 hours or 5 hours at best based on my usage. That's all that you should really expect depending on your usage, but 5 hours has been my max, and that's while really pushing it. So keep that in mind. So in conclusion, I'm very much impressed with this tablet. I think it's really good for the money, and I can find myself getting something like this if I was a beginner at school by this point. There's nothing that really keeps me from making that decision. So for beginners and entry-level artists who are on a budget, this is absolutely great for you. But if you expect too much out of this tablet, then save up for something greater, because making animations is not feasible on this device, and 3D work is out of the question. Same with video editing really, but for drawing and even very detailed drawings, I would say, you're definitely covered. So yes, strongly recommend it. So thank you so much for watching this video all the way up until the very end. I do really appreciate it. I am going to be leaving affiliate links down to Amazon so that you can go ahead and grab yourself this tablet. It comes with a ton of accessories like you saw in the unboxing section of this video, so please make sure to give that a go. And if you do use my link, you would be helping out the channel a lot because we do get a small kickback whenever you make a purchase using our link, even if you don't buy this tablet. So if you were to use that, it would really help us out a lot with helping us get more review units and that kind of thing. Also, I do have a TikTok now where you can go ahead and follow me, as I like to post shorter versions of these reviews. I am trying to build a following over there, so I would appreciate it if you could stop by. Links down below. And with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and until next time, enjoy.